All right. What's up, guys? Luca here. Luca Teal, yes, the Ashen one, the Ashen Lucario, the Ashen Luca. It's me. I'm here for another episode of my show that happens to have Scum in it. Um, I mean, I just remember back in the day when I used to say, some of you might be wondering, where is my panel? And those days are long gone and long over. But anyway, but I'm here. I'm here. What's up, retro gaming addict? What's up, Aaron? What's up, Drav? What's up, guys? It has been a week on gaming Twitter that I heard about. I don't know how it actually was because I wasn't here, but I got some details from some people. Some people sent me some messages, so shout out to them for that. And let me just pull the stream up. Okay, here we go. All right, let's see here. What's up, Lino? I don't know why you're crying. What's up, Vac? What's up, Max? What's up, guys? How are we doing today? How are we doing this wonderful evening, this wonderful Saturday night in Scumland? All right, so anyway, let's just go ahead and get started. Butch Samurai Black was goody. All right, Nautical was good.
What's goody? It's Saturday, so time for some Scum cast, Scum on one, Scum everything. You know how we do here, but it's good to be here, Luca. Can't wait to go into the world of Narude with you again, but we ain't gotta do that for a couple of weeks because it doesn't come back to me.
Your audio sounds weird.
What does it sound like?
It doesn't sound as crisp as it usually does. Maybe I'm tripping.
Well, maybe it's not coming through the right mic. About to find out.
What's up, Dennis?
It does sound a bit weird. It does sound like you're using the wrong mic.
Yep.
I am using the wrong mic.
Yeah. I was like,
let's
what's up, Arcade?
Let's take care of that.
Yes. All right, man. What's up, Slomo?
Yo, what is up? It's Mr. Nice Guy, the nicest person you know. You know, the guy that would never ever cuss you out for any reason whatsoever. Just, I'm nice. Good to see you guys. Good to see you, Luca and Nautical. And the chat as well. I love you guys. I love the chat.
Yes. So I'm gonna add this poll to the chat. Me and Slomo have been having a comment. Oh, how did the other poll go, Slomo? What's the percentages?
Let me go take a look since after you manipulated the poll, but let me go.
I'm not sure how I manipulated it. I just retweeted it saying,
you did. You know what you did.
I don't know.
Let me go. We talk way too much. You know how far back I have to scroll.
Oh my god, besties. Ah! Anyway.
Okay, maybe I just missed it.
So I'm gonna put up a poll. Because me and Slomo were having a conversation where how did it start again?
We were talking about people in the community who have mental health issues and just go off on people for no reason. And then somehow, some way, you tied this into me with this thought that like I go off on people, anyone who disagrees with me, which is just so not true. Right now the poll is am I rude? Am I a rude person when people disagree with me? I put this on my Twitter and it was going swimmingly well for me, okay? It was going great for me. Until Luca decided to quote retweet it and then sick all her 10,000 followers on it.
First of all,
now I'm losing 52.4% says yes, and 47.6% says no.
First of all, I didn't sick anybody on you, okay? I barely get any engagement on Twitter. All right.
Oh, stop it.
Let's start there.
How many followers you have?
How do I sound now?
Oh, you sound like what we expect.
Okay. We're back.
Oh, the chat loves you, Slowo. Look at that. See?
Because they understand. I'm a nice person.
Yes. Luca, remember Slomo blocked me on Twitter? I mean, you deserve to get blocked. I'm gonna keep it real with you, buddy.
Oh yeah, you absolutely
definitely deserve it. You deserve that block, my boy. Respectfully. What's up, Slide Blast, Jigga, Smokes? I do like my new job. It's excellent so far. Aaron, good to see you. Smokes.
And this is how nice I am.
Gregor, what's up?
I blocked Lionel on Twitter. I have no ill will towards Lionel. I'm cordial to him in the chat.
Okay, what's up, John Don, Blade X? What's up, guys? All right, so yeah, right. Slow mo is mean as hell. I agree. And honestly
Wow.
speaking, I think most of us on the panel are mean, except for Nautical and wow, there's no panel actually. Now that I think about it, I don't have a panel anymore. Never mind.
Well, the scum crew,
Ah,
the scums
Lord.
people.
John just said he was like Slow Mo is a nice guy that exudes mean energy.
Oh, I like that. I do agree with that.
I do agree with that.
Ryan, what's up? Slow mo mean? Are you kidding? Oh, okay.
I
Call pointing out the
begrudgingly
lack
agree
of
with that.
Division
Thank
2
you,
support
Bless.
on
Thank you.
additional content, and Slow mo's response, "Shut the fuck up, you Destiny dick eater." Oh, yeah, that sounds like
What?
Slow mo. Yeah.
What?
Yeah.
Wow. Destiny dick eater.
I do
remember that.
I do
Yeah.
remember this when this was back in the time where I used to tell people when Slow Mo starts cussing at you, you're in his feelings.
Yeah, that's true. Like anger is an emotion, guys, and Slow mo definitely feels that.
I know
do
what you guys are talking about. You know, it's
Yeah,
very.
I mean that
unfortunate.
makes sense given your age, so we can just move on from that.
You know, and the ageist insult, I just
Okay, and
let it wash over me. It's okay. It's
Okay.
okay.
so anyway, let's go
I
ahead
still
and
love
talk about
everything.
this Baldur's. Oh, you love me, bestie?
Oh man.
Oh wow, not him laughing after saying it.
Oh, no, I mean, I was laughing at
Nasty
something
work.
else. Something in the
Nasty
chat. I
work.
was
See,
laughing
this is what
at.
I mean when I say he's
I was
mean.
laughing at something in the chat.
What was it? What was the thing in the chat, Slomo?
The skeleton scum crew. That was so funny.
Oh, that is pretty good.
Drive is hilarious.
Let's go.
All right, so the Series S is trash. I think we've had this conversation before. Now this is a comment I heard from someone else. Someone else said the Series S is trash. Okay, I'm not saying the Series S is trash. I don't use my Series S because it's at my mom's place, right? But when I was using my Series S to play Destiny at my mom's house while I was gone, well, it's just not as crisp as the X. You know what I'm saying? And that's all I really say about that. But anyway, Lords of the Fallen is going to be running at 1440p,
She
30
sure didn't lie,
FPS,
though. Sure
or
didn't.
1080p, 60 FPS on consoles. Dev says Unreal Engine 5 is a huge leap in technology. So, BG put up this post, talked about, he's like, damn, these consoles. What did he say? What did he say? Them pro consoles cannot get here fast enough. Yeah, so we've been seeing more and more games with the 30. I mean, it's a lot of games that come up with a 30 FPS option along with the 60 FPS option. I think as long as you have the 60 FPS option, you're good. A lot of PC players still play on the 1080p monitor. Me, I still play on a 1080p monitor. I'm just too lazy to upgrade, honestly speaking.
I play on 1440p.
I have
Yeah.
sent Luca a link to a very affordable, awesome 1440p monitor, and she just ignored it. So
yeah, I was thinking, do I I didn't want to be like you, Slomo, where you just like to you see things, you just buy things when you already have them. So I was like, let me think about this. Like, I don't actually need another monitor, that is. So anyway, we can just move on from that. Love you too, Slomo.
No man.
It's like 2 minutes late, but that's okay.
What's up, Raja Smokes? That's because you started giggling when you okay, whatever. Anyway, what's up, Maslin? Yes, what's up, Sir Duck? Okay, Smokes. Okay. Anyway, Blue Moon, what's up, guys? All right, so yeah, so the Series S is allegedly trash. Seemingly trash. Apparently, some developers have come out and said it's very sketchy. Yeah. So anyway, let's see here. Looking at so there's a lot of people are upset about this Forza situation in which Forza. Oh Lord, let me just read these replies. Okay, let's see here. So Aaron said, Turn 10 disclosed that Forza Motorsport won't launch with spectator mode, split screen, and AI drivers in multiplayer. I'm gonna keep it real with all of you. I don't know what any of that means because I don't play Forza. I was gonna call a dealer and ask him if this is a big deal, but I just didn't get around to it, honestly speaking. So no split screen. Oh, like in general or just on the Series S?
No, in general.
In general. Okay, so no split screen in general. Does Forza just typically have split screen?
Forte might be the better person for that question because I I don't play. I have never
does.
played Forza Motorsport. I don't have the patience for that kind of racer. Those simulation racers aren't for me. But so Forza, it definitely always had that in the past.
Yeah, the Motorsport series did.
Okay.
Because you could do player versus player racing on the same TV.
And the AI racers
that was there. That's been there since. That's been there since
mode.
Yep, that's been there since 4.
So why is okay? Look, I mean, we've already seen multiple games forego local co-op split screen due to whatever.
But they know whatever. We know the answer.
Memory it's a RAM issue, right? It's a memory issue. But
right,
what's up with the spectator mode and the AI racers? I mean,
bandwidth. It's got to be a bandwidth issue. Look, we get to the point where you just got to kind of call a spade a spade. The common denominator is split screen co-op and cut features like think about like Redfall. What's one of the biggest, other than it being a terrible game? What's one of the bad? what's one of the main issues with that game? The AI sucks.
Yeah, the AI is absolutely awful. That might be the worst aspect of the entire game.
Yeah, the entire game. The AI is terrible, and that takes a lot of bandwidth to a lot of coding, a lot of underneath the hood stuff. And if you're trying to push fidelity, you're trying to push higher resolutions and frame rates, which that game did neither of. You're starting to realize that the common denominator is the S is really probably holding everything back. Now, Xbox and Microsoft ain't gonna come out and tell you that. They ain't gonna come out and tell you that we put a lemon out in the street. I think they, for the most part, assume that the people, just like I do, the people that are buying this system for the most part don't care about stuff like that. But the thing is, it's affecting the gamers that want to play on a higher end system, because the parity clause that they have in effect, where they need to just lift that and say, hey, there's things that this system can't do that this system up here can do, because all of these things can be rectified if they just separated the player base and said, I can understand in a multiplayer sense that you did that, but we saw this going back to last generation, the generation before last. There were games that you could not play, or there were games that had bigger maps or bigger features. Like I always go back to Battlefield 4. The 360 version was the same as the Xbox One version, but the maps were smaller. Everything was smaller. It was more corridored. So they capped the bandwidth that way. So now you're starting to see these developers, and a lot of people were saying like one developer cries about it, another one, and then after so much time, a whole bunch of them starts crying about it. Now you got Baldur's Gate, and this developer isn't telling you that it's the S in particular. They're just telling you that it's not ready. They're just telling you this game isn't ready due to these things. And that's where the issue is. They're basically making a conscious decision not to bring this game out on Xbox right now. And a lot of people are pissed because now they're starting to say, like, why is my experience being held up because of a system I did not buy? And that's 100% genuine. But I'm going to go back and tell people, like I've been telling them again. We talked about this on Scum. We talked about this earlier this week. We talked about it during BRAP. We talked about it during Thursday's episode of DPS. People decided to go out and buy this system. And it basically told Xbox that this is what the majority of people wanted. Now, I think that's...
Aren't there more people who want a Series X than the S?
No, there's more people. No, this is the thing. Mm-hmm. The number is super skewed because we don't know, because there's never been as many X's in the marketplace as there's been S's. There's never been. Which it probably should never be, because that system is it's easier to develop. I mean, not develop, but it's easier to manufacture. It's cheaper, so they can get it out the door faster.
Yeah, but then if you have then you create the situation where it's limited, and because of its limits, it's now causing developers as well as Microsoft, because Microsoft also wants parity.
Also, what's up, Maslin?
Oh, my homie.
What up?
HNIC. What's up, brother?
They want parity between both, so you're not going to be able to like resolution and frame rate is one thing. Actual features is another. They don't want actual features being present on one that's not on the other, and so yeah, the lowest common denominator. Shout out to Optimus Code who was saying that years ago. Like you're going to have to develop your game feature wise for what is the weakest hardware you're going to put it on, and that just so happens for you console guys to be the Series S. So if you have a Series X, what you're getting out of these games really over the smaller cheaper option is just more higher resolution and more frames sometimes.
I want to stop you right there and just say, Maslin, can one of your developer contacts get me Baldur's Gate for free? I'm just throwing that out. Okay,
he probably got a code.
He probably got a code in his DMs. Just sitting there.
Why are you bullshitting? I might have a PlayStation code.
Just googly eyes sitting there waiting for you.
I've been playing it, so I've already been playing it, so I didn't check for other codes.
Okay. Well, I mean, you let me know if you
got the one that I've been playing.
And
I'll check.
Yeah,
the
interesting thing that it keeps coming back to is I don't think Xbox was in the position they really didn't make a good decision on trying to explain what you were truly getting with the S. And if they would have did that, I think a lot of people would have been fine with saying, okay, they would have been okay with a 1080p, 1440p, 30 frames per second box. If they would have just came out and promoted it as just that, because like I said, I do agree. I do believe that the majority, maybe 70 to 80% of the people that bought that system don't care about none of the stuff we're talking about. They don't care about the resolution. They don't care about the overall frame rate. They just want to know that the games that they buy on it, the newer games that they buy can play on this game. That's all they care about. The people that really care about the things we're talking about are the people that went out and bought the X. They're the ones that's paying more attention to stuff like that. And I don't think Xbox was really prepared to describe what those differences are. I don't think they were prepared to do it, because they would have gave people, instead of just giving a blanket statement out there by saying that, oh, this is what you're going to get with the next generation systems. They never really clarified exactly what you were going to get with the S. They basically just said up to 4K, 60 frames per second. Some games are going to be 120, and that was across X and S. They didn't say the S is going to do this and the X is going to do that. If they would have told people that it was a weak,
didn't Aaron Greenberg say for Xbox in general? So he's talking about S and X, that all the games would be 60 frames per second and some would be 120.
They did clarify what you would get out of the S, and the problem was for cross-gen games, you were getting that.
Oh yeah, for cross-gen,
went into next-gen games,
exactly.
That's where it fell off the cliff. And they knew that, but what they were trying to play at is the whole cross-generational gap. They'll drop it off right when they put out these pro systems, so that they can stop making the S, and then the Series X will be the lowest common denominator, just like how they tried to do it with the Xbox One, where they was taking that same L. So they're trying to hedge their bets. The problem is they're not putting out games or systems fast enough to win either side.
They're gonna just have to take the L on this S. They just got to.
As long as it's getting sold, they don't care.
Well, no, you know why they're not going to, because they're not going to, because on September 1st they have a black version of it coming out with a 1 terabyte hard drive. They're not taking the L on this S. That's why everybody keeps saying that. Oh, you got to read between the lines of what Phil Spencer says about a mid-gen refresh. There ain't no mid-gen refresh coming.
Read between the lines.
No, listen. No, they keep saying read between the lines. They're definitely going to come with one. They've been saying they're working on the next generation Xbox ever since the launch of these current systems. I was like, yeah, they always are working on new hardware. But for you to think that they're coming out with a mid-gen this generation, no, they're going to ride this out. You're going to see 2026, 2027 finally come out, and they're going to do
Phil Spencer?
Yeah, they're not coming out with the next dude. They're listen.
But why not?
Their next
Why
listen.
not?
No, listen.
1,000%
No, listen. No, they're coming out with a new system. It's just not going to be for this generation. They're going to literally come out with a new system.
They are going to milk this generation like they do everything else.
No, okay,
they're going to milk it. They're going to milk it like some cow titties. They are going to
wait. So what we're saying is they're basically just still going to. So what we're saying is the system that they come out with next is still going to be tied to this Skippy. To the S.
You damn Skippy.
Yep.
Oh,
damn Skippy.
Yep.
Okay. If they do that, then you definitely need
to get ready for the Xbox Series.
If they do that, if they do that, right here. If they do that, you would be a fool to buy another Xbox that a higher quality Xbox, because you already know if the S is still the dominant system and they don't move away from it with the next system, you are basically buying a handicapped system.
I mean, yeah.
Literally buying a handicap system if they do that.
You bought a Series X.
And that's on all y'all. System. And that's on everybody that decided to buy it.
I mean, I don't regret buying my Series X.
Well, no. I'm talking about the one old is still tiration. Then you take it 2 L's.
Your Forte must be streaming this from a Series S because his
you're botting a little bit, my boy.
You botting, man. You ain't got enough RAM for this this chat.
No, I mean, no worries, man. Just letting you know, I wasn't sure if it was on my end or not because I have issues.
No, yeah, I was seeing it too.
But yeah,
no,
I don't like. I mean, I hear what you're saying about it being handicapped, quote unquote, but I don't regret buying my Series X. So,
I know I bought because Luca. Guess what? We bought our Series X's for a reason. Did we go out and buy
Destiny?
Exactly. Yeah. That's why as much as you hear me talking the way I'm talking about it, I'm not upset at the purchase of my Series X because I didn't buy it off the promise of nothing Xbox gave me anyway. I bought it off something that I actually truly got a benefit out of. And I don't have a problem with that. But there's a lot of people that bought these systems off of the promise that Xbox was going to deliver in the department of their first-party games and third-party games, it being at 60 frames per second consistently. And that hasn't happened.
So real quick, we are in year 5 for some of this generation?
Three.
Whatever. It feels like it's been that long because the same shit has happened last generation.
Exactly.
Nothing has changed.
Nothing's changed.
If you got tricked into buying an Xbox, that's on you. Like
I agree.
You just took an L that you didn't need to take.
Oh man.
Like I bought an Xbox because I have money and I don't give a fuck. I bought everything. I got a PlayStation. I ain't turning that shit on. What is that? 36. Since Final Fantasy.
Well, let me tell you something. I turned on my PlayStation 5 today because one of my boys gave me his password and username for Hulu, and the only place I'm signed in is on the PlayStation 5. So I had to turn it on so I could watch the new episode of Bleach, which is excellent episode. So I hear you on that, but then again, I can't remember the last time I turned my Xbox on. Like I think the last time I turned it on was when I realized it wouldn't turn on. So
I turned mine on to play. I still play Destiny on Xbox on occasion because I have 2 people that I've been playing with since Destiny 1, and they refuse to get anything else. And then anytime we try to play Crucible, they're always like, PC cheaters or some stupid shit. So I was like, I just turn on the Xbox. I don't have time for this. I don't have time for y'all whining. I turn on the Xbox and
I just want to
interrupt. You still get clapped.
I want to know.
I want to interrupt real quick. Just want to interrupt. We are currently at 50-50 for whether or not Slow-Mo is mean. I just want to point out that there have been multiple times in which Slow-Mo has cursed out members.
See, you're kind of influencing. See what you're doing? This is why the Twitter poll is gone. It is corrupted because of Luca.
And I asked the reason you put that poll up was because of me, so I had to participate.
No, you could. Yes. Your participation is just voting.
Okay,
you adding extra stuff and trying to convince people, replying to everybody. See, this is proof.
I said one thing, and I think I also
to
responded to Villain as well. But okay, but you know what? Again, everyone in our crew is mean except for Nautical. So
I'm not a mean.
I'm a mean. I'm an asshole.
And look, he embraces that, but
I don't know why you were like trying to deny your behavioral quirks, but whatever. So anyway,
I have no idea.
Slow-Mo got that. Slow-Mo got old man ornery. He's just he's like angry because the knees is out. Like it's all like little things that make Slow-Mo angry, and it culminates together.
That's true. He was definitely cursing Geekhead out. I mean, him and Slow-Mo were going back and forth. I was like, Geekhead is literally like in his early 20s. Maybe we should just let it go, man. All right. So yeah. So Series S is listen. Who anybody in the chat who has a Series S in the chat? Do you have a Series S, Maslin?
Yep.
Do you have a Series S, Nautical?
I have 2 of them.
I don't have one. My daughter has one.
Yeah, my kids have them. I have one. They have one each.
Okay.
Right. Yeah, the same for me. My son, I built the PC for my son who had his Series S. He gave that to my daughter, so he now has.
Oh, the little baby is gonna be gaming.
She is all in on Roblox, and I can't get her to play anything else. It's just Roblox and those little games where they get to like dress up their character and just like go to the mall and stuff. And I'm just like, what
Roblox,
the frick is this?
Trove.
Oh, so cute. You know, that's a baby right there. Right. All right. So Aaron says yes, he has one. Arcade has one as well. Brian considered it, but he was like, nah. Ghost GDL says I own an S and an X. Okay. Ryan says I have a Series S. It was given to me. Umishu says Series S and X, no regrets. Just the X for making Metrotron. Stardust says I own both a Series X and S. I got an X for the price of an S. Ooh, nice. Yeah, no, like that's my thing. I bought a Series S. Like, listen, it's hard for me to regret any of my purchases, right? So even if I want something, I just need one good reason to get it and I'll get it. Even if I only use it for a little bit of time and then move on. I'll give an example. Okay, so I just bought some AirPods Generation 2 and I didn't buy them because of the quality for, people were like, get the pros. I bought these AirPods because my coworker has a pair of AirPods, right? These Generation 2 AirPods. And I was like, man, I kind of like how those look. They kind of make you look like a douchebag. And I want to look like a douchebag at work. You know what I'm saying? So I decided to pick these up because I want to be walking around in my business clothes with this long ass stencil AirPod sticking out of my ear, looking like a douche. And that's why I got them. You know what I'm saying? That's it. I mean, I don't really need any excuse to buy headsets or earpods because you guys know I'm addicted, but still. So it's like I bought my Series S, that is, because I brought my Series X in my mom's house and it was extremely heavy. Security stopped me in California. They were like, what is this? Now, mind you, I went to California right when the Series X came out. So they had no idea what it was, right? Because a game console has not looked like that before. So I was like, I need a Series S because it's lightweight. I can just keep it at my mom's house. I don't have to go back and forth. I bought a Series S. Now did I notice a quality dip? Absolutely. But I also expected the quality dip. You know what I'm saying? I don't regret buying it. I don't regret buying any of my systems, honestly speaking. So I think that at this point, you should know what you're putting your money out there for. You know what I'm saying? Like, as long as you have one good reason to pick up these systems, then pick them up, like there's a lot of people who would continuously buy Xboxes, but like for no reason. I'm like, why do you keep buying an Xbox? You don't play any games on here. And they're like, well, I keep buying it with this hope that they'll come out with games. I'm like, I don't understand why you would have any hope that they'd come out with anything. It's been years since they've come out with anything of note. Now, this was in the past. This was from before. I can understand buying a Series X now because they do have games coming out in the horizon. But when is Hellblades released? Okay, we just move on from that. So that PS5 is pretty big. Matter of fact, let's go ahead and talk about the PS5, right? So Tom Henderson, listen, I'm gonna keep it real with y'all. I didn't read the article. Okay, he might have clarified further in the article. I didn't bother to read it, so I'm gonna speak from a place of ignorance. But Tom Henderson quote retweeted this picture or posted this picture that's been going around of what people think is going to be the series, or I'm sorry, the PS5 Slim. Okay, that joint does not look slim. So, I mean, what do you guys think that is? Like, do you think it's actually a PS5 Slim?
A desktop fan?
I mean, yes.
I don't.
Well,
I
yeah.
don't think that's it. I remember this takes me back to when people thought that the PS5 dev kit was the actual PS5.
Mhm.
Remember that? And
I do, yeah.
it looked like a toilet bowl seat, and people was like, "What is that? That can't be
I
it."
do remember that. Yeah.
So I think it's the same thing.
Yeah, where it's just a dev kit and not the actual system.
Yeah, or it's just I don't know, like just someone actually modified the actual because like it the only difference is like this little like separator line for the plates. Like someone could have modified an actual PS5 and then pretended like that's it. Like it's so similar to the actual PS5. It's yeah. I'm sorry, I just don't believe it.
Yeah. So I mean, I'm having a hard time because I took I took one look at it. I was like, man, uh, where's the slim at? I don't think that this is the slim. I mean, I didn't say that, but I'm gonna say it here. I don't think that's the slim because that joint's not slim. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So
Every
yeah,
slim console version of a console we've seen has actually been smaller than the actual original. So why would that be a slim? Come on.
exactly. All right. So if you two don't have anything to add on that, we can just move on. All right. So listen, I want to say this. Pete Hines is an asshole. I've been saying this for years now. I think you know what? I think it's pretty funny sometimes, but other times he does piss me off. But in this moment right here, he didn't piss me off. I just think I laughed because he's an asshole, right? But someone added him 2 days ago, and they were just like, "Hey Pete, any news on Fallout 4's next gen update? Has been awfully quiet for some time now, with nothing shared from the community or with the community." And Pete's like, "I mean, I don't know if you heard, but we are shipping a new game in 3 weeks. Bit of a priority. When we have an update, we will share it." Again, just rude ass motherfucker.
Right.
So
As it should be.
and then someone quote retweeted it and was like, "Why did y'all decide to announce an update for a game you knew you wouldn't be able to actually produce, especially since it was announced in October of 2022? You dickhead!" They really emphasized the dickhead part, and I burst out laughing at that part too. I was just like, Jesus Christ, man. But yeah, Pete Hines is, you know, he's an asshole. You know, that is actually the kind of response I too would give if someone asked me such an obvious fucking question. But like, I'm not, you know, I don't work for any of these corporations. You know what I'm saying? But at this point, like, everybody knows that Pete's an asshole, and I think it's pretty funny. I think it's pretty funny. So it's amazing. I mean, I think him and Todd they clearly have to be pretty good buddies. You know what I'm saying? So
I mean, honestly, like they could have outsourced or put like a small team on a 60 FPS update, or like what else is supposed to be in this update besides a
I don't
frame
know.
rate up boost? Is it having any kind of like visual features or something like that? Because if it's just a frame rate update, I mean, like it's not like you dedicating the entire studio to working on this old game. Like
Yeah.
I mean, and the fact that like you announced this in October of last year, and you're now coming up on a year, and you haven't said anything about it. Yeah, I think somebody asking what's up with this update is pretty justified. Somebody probably should have asked that months ago. Like, where is it at? Because y'all talked about this a while ago and still ain't said nothing. It's whose job is it to update the community on information that you already provided? Is it their job to go search it out like Columbo, or is it your job to provide it for them? It's just,
Yeah.
it's silly for Pete to have that kind of response, but whatever.
All right. So shout out to Face 23 BKNY, silly but on brand, right? Saying, where are you guys gonna play Starfield, PC or Xbox? PC.
I'm gonna play on my Samsung TV.
Part of me actually believes you're gonna do that.
No, I'm playing on
Not
PC.
this. You really think this PC elitist is going to do anything like
No,
that?
I think he's literally gonna, for the first time, he's gonna boot Starfield up on a Samsung TV, and he's
make a video off of it.
He's gonna make a video off of it, and the next thing you know, he's gonna be playing. You're gonna see his name in Steam, because that's on brand for slow mo.
Yeah, that makes sense. All right. So, I'm not even gonna ask Maslin. I already know. PC. So, all of us are playing it on PC except for maybe Nautical. You can play.
No, I'm playing on the why. My Xbox Series X got disrespected. I'm not playing on that.
That's fair. That's fair. Valid. All right. So let's see here. Next topic. Okay, Baldur's Gate 3 is a success. Okay, there's been some drama going on with Baldur's Gate 3. So Destin Legary did a video, which I didn't bother watching it. I'm gonna keep it real with you because I'm like, I didn't watch it. But Baldur's Gate 3 did a video, and with I'm just gonna read the article's clickbait because I'm not watching the video. But Baldur's Gate 3 is causing some developers to panic. Now he used this person here, this Rit Nelson, as an example. His name is Zalavier Nelson, who runs Strange Scaffold, which is a indie studio. All right. So homeboy said, this is back in July. He said, I'm excited about Baldur's Gate 3, but I want to gently, preemptively push back against players taking that excitement and using it to apply criticism or raise standards to RPGs going forward. You can't separate a game from the process used to build it, so let's look at what Larian has taken into the development and final version of the game. Dev cycle stretching back to 2017, 2 massive games and their definitive editions worth of tech and institutional knowledge to draw from, super successful early access period lasting 3 years, providing crucial community feedback, bug hunting, and cash flow, over 400 devs in 7 different offices around the world, not including outsourcing partners, their license, brand, and world. The licensed brand and world of one of the largest entertainment IPs in the world at the apex of its popularity with the rise of the actual play and movement and a movie. This is a small and complete list. Larian is coming into the game swinging with a gigantic weight of expectation to deal with, but they're also doing it with an immense amount of direct experience, resources, specialty tooling, etc. at their back. In the era of mega games, Baldur's Gate 3 is one of the largest attempted built by a specialized group of people using mature tech, specially built to make this specific game, reinforced by invaluable mass player feedback and market validation ahead of its launch. This is not a new baseline for RPGs. This is an anomaly. Trying to do the same thing in the same way, especially without the same advantages, could kill an entire group of studios. If they go as big or bigger with their next title, Larian themselves could die. There's a risk and reward of the mega game. We are an industry dangling elephants over cliffs, pointing at the ones that don't collapse under their own weight as indictments to the other ones that do. So please celebrate the achievement represented by Baldur's Gate 3. It looks like a massive amount of effort is about to pay off in a big way. But you shouldn't but if you shout every RPG should be like this going forward, you have no excuse. You just missed the entire point. You've created the expectations and conditions to ensure your favorite creators may never be able to give you the thing you love ever again. Okay, so I do want to say, actually reading through this, I think he has some valid points. I'm not going to dismiss him on that. Definitely, 100%. That being said, the current expectation for not just RPGs but games at this point is for them to release broken, buggy, disgusting on PC and console. Okay, for them to launch incomplete. All right, and for these cuck-ass developers to give us these excuses, the famous yellow backing excuses. Okay, as to why their game doesn't work. Those are our current expectations. We expect microtransaction hell. So yes, Baldur's Gate 3 is an anomaly. But like there are certain studios where you look back and you're like, man, they were doing this shit before BioWare, and now it's like you look at BioWare, they're a shell of their former selves, and it has nothing to do with them trying to make a expansive RPG. It has everything to do with EA cucking them and forcing them to make
basically
microtransaction multiplayer bullshit. So it's just like I definitely understand where he's coming from, and I think he makes some excellent points. I think it would be kind of ridiculous to expect that kind of quality considering the backing that Larian has, specifically tied to their success with the Divinity Original Sin games, right? But like for everything else in terms of a lot of these studios, they have a lot of fucking money. They have a lot of fucking money. So I'm talking about the AAAs. These AAA studios that release these RPGs have huge backings. There's like no excuse for their game to be full of so much bullshit when they financially have the backing. Now, when it comes to the talent and the skill associated with that, that's a different story entirely. But financially, there's no excuse there, in my opinion.
Yeah, I don't think anyone should be concerned, or developers should be concerned that that's what the expectations are supposed to be. in regards to future games going forward being like Baldur's Gate or anything like that. Like we have to like take it all into context that Baldur's Gate 3 is running on a proprietary engine that Larian made, an updated engine from their previous engine. The game on PC, since it's only out on PC, it's not even using DX12, which is a smart decision on their part because DX12 has its own issues and its own set of additional headaches in game development that would have forced them to been trying to basically have to QA test this game on so many different platforms and so many different like various builds in different generations of CPUs and GPUs in order for it to be as solid as it is right now at release. So they actually decided to go with DX11 and Vulkan so that the game on our side of things was less buggy and more solid, which I appreciate. A lot of the decisions that they made with this game are decisions that if this was a developer that was being basically ran by a huge publisher, they would have told them, no, you can't do that. No, you can't do this. This is what you're going to do. And frankly, that's just not going to be the case for the rest of the industry when it comes to this developer, because yeah, this is successful and everything, but to do what they did, those publishers don't choose to do that. So it's not going to be a problem, I don't think.
Okay, so shout out to Phase 23 BKNY. Oh, let me just get this real quick, bro. I'm saying with a big dono, thank you, appreciate it, man. I'm saying upcoming 3 games coming out you guys are looking forward to playing. Starfield, #1 game I'm looking forward to playing. Spider-Man 2. What else is coming this year? I guess it's not what I'm super looking forward to if I can't think of it, right? What else is coming out this year? What's up, Troyski?
Yeah, I mean, that you're looking forward to? I don't think
no,
anything
bro.
else.
What else? What other games are coming out this year?
Well, I could shoot.
What other AAA games are coming out this year?
Armored Core,
okay,
Assassin's Creed Mirage.
The Avatar game. Call of Duty.
What's up, Rain? Got to get you back on, baby.
Call of Duty Modern Warfare 3.
Technically, Stellar Blade is supposed to be coming out.
Mortal Kombat.
Oh yeah, Mortal Kombat. Yeah, the new Mortal Kombat.
Okay, well, what about you three? You guys.
Alan Wake 2 is a good one. Yeah.
What? Okay, so I'm on top 3 games.
Top 3: Spider-Man 2. Good grief. Said top 3. You know, let me just name 3 games that I'm already. No, that already came out. Okay. What is the whole something of Avernum with the EA game?
Immortals.
Yes, Immortals of Avernum. Yeah. Spider-Man 2 and the Cyberpunk expansion. Yeah.
All right. Mass?
Assassin's Creed, Immortals of Avernum, I like that, and probably City Skylines 2.
All right. Nautical?
Man, I got to get you 4. City Skylines 2, because I love city builders. Forza Motorsport, definitely looking forward to that because I like track-based racing. Mortal Kombat, and good God, I just drew a blank on it. And maybe it's not because I'm looking forward to it as much as I thought I was.
Spider-Man 2, right?
I am gonna play it, but it's not like it's not the game I was like really, really, truly looking forward to. Mortal Kombat. What will Gregor say? Yeah, Forza. I can't wait for Forza. So yeah, Starfield's up there too, but it's not like a game that I have to play day one. I will be playing it day one because I got the Constellation Edition because I want to watch, mostly just because I can afford it. But those. Oh, and Mario Wonder. That's what it was. Mario Wonder was the 4th one.
Noise. All right.
That game's probably going to sell a
Mass?
whole lot.
That game it's the first new type of Mario game in forever. I can't wait to play it.
What about you, Mass?
I already said mine.
Oh, you did? What did you say?
I said Immortals Avenue, Assassin's Creed, and City Skylines.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, he made.
Oh yeah.
And because people tend to make very silly
Hello?
assumptions.
Okay. Oh no.
Assumptions.
Okay. Is this what
Luca
is the poll gonna change?
No, not at all. Not at all. I'm just addressing something in the chat in a very calm, nice manner because people like to make assumptions. Luca did limit the choices to AAA games, and so if you wanted to talk about things that are AA, then I would have listed off a whole bunch of games, many of which I'd be playing actually this month.
Yeah, I just stopped at 3
this whole year, right?
But there's like Armored Core is coming out. I'm gonna play Starfield. There's a game called Myth Force that I wanted to check out. Like
there's a lot of other games that's on the list.
I'm playing Atlas Fallen right now, and
I'm not playing Trash or P, but that's coming out.
Sea of Stars is coming out really soon, and I'm definitely looking forward to that. Like there's so many different games. Capes. This is game. So remember when what's the name of the studio that did the XCOM games? Can't remember the name, but remember when that studio was doing the Marvel game? Everybody was like, "Oh, XCOM Marvel, yay!"
Mm-hmm.
And then they sold a card game, and people got pissed. Well, there's an actual indie studio that's doing these are like made up heroes. Thank you for Axis, but it's called Capes, and it literally is like XCOM style combat with superheroes, and it's really cool. I actually played the demo of it. It's pretty cool. So,
well, I'm not ashamed to say that I'm a AAA gamer and I don't care. So,
so what are you looking? So, what was your games, Luca?
I said
Starfield and Spider-Man, and then she was like, "What else?"
Starfield, yeah.
Okay.
I was considering playing Liza P. I don't know if I'm going to play that day one, though. I think I will hold out on that.
I wasn't really feeling the demo. Did you play the demo, Luca?
I liked it. Yeah.
Oh, okay. Yeah. I didn't like. I thought the dodge was really bad. I thought the enemies were way too, something that I kind of enjoy with Souls' games is that it's difficult all the time. What?
Oh, sorry. Go ahead. All right, I'm sorry. Go ahead.
Okay. Something that I enjoy is that it's always difficult and not just difficult in a boss fight. And I thought Liza P was just super easy for the majority of the entire demo. It was just none of the enemies posed any challenge, and all of their attacks were all the same. So it was just way too easy. And I know it's a demo. I something I can say, it performed great, like performance wise, it ran wonderfully, but I just looks kind of boring. I was kind of bored with it.
All right, that's fair. So shout out to Phase 23 BKNY with Big Dono again saying, is Game Pass having an effect on Xbox first party games? Redfall no 60 FPS and buggy, Starfield no 60 FPS, and Forza Motorsport missing features, split screen, and 2 more. So nope. I don't think those are the good examples to use in relation to asking if Game Pass is having a negative effect or any effect on Xbox's first party. First of all, before Game Pass, there was Crackdown 3. So let's be let's be for real here. Okay? Mm-hmm. Let's remember what was back in the past before Game Pass, all right? Any issues
anybody?
Record, some people liked it.
Record was cool.
Record was fine. It didn't like Xbox's problem.
Yep.
What's up, Taz?
Game Pass.
Yeah, I don't think Game Pass has anything to do with it as it stands right now. I don't think those games that you listed are good examples. Redfall was always going to be a failure. It has nothing to do with Game Pass, and that's because it's not a game that Arcane wanted to make,
They also didn't really have the
have
kind of talent. Yeah, the kind of talent for that kind of game too.
Shout out to the homie Sir Taz coming in. He's in the inner circle, so he knows. So he says, "Sup, slow mo. Yeah, yes, you are mean."
Exactly.
He's in the inner circle, sir.
Starfield was
very disappointed with that, Taz, but I forgive you. It's okay.
Starfield is also a game that would have been 30 FPS regardless of Game Pass or not. You know, you have to remember these games have been these are games they were working on before they got acquired. You know what I'm saying? So,
yep.
And then for Forza,
they were in that. Go ahead. I was gonna say they were in that mode of they were definitely losing a lot of money before they agreed to be acquired by Xbox, and so they shifted the kind of games they made from single player immersive sim kind of games or these single player shooters that say Machine Games is making towards the kind of like, well, what's popular right now? Oh, okay, so like this is popular. Okay, instead of making another Wolfenstein, make Wolfenstein Youngblood. Failure. Oh, what's popular now? Oh, that's what people are doing. Okay, instead of making another Fallout, make Fallout 76. Which initially failed. It did get better.
Failure, but they are still, you know, paying that game mind. So I don't think the games you listed as are good examples. I think it's possible for Game Pass. Oh, and then for Forza, Jesus Christ, I don't think that's a Game Pass issue. Man, that's got to be a Series S issue, bro. Like I'm making an assumption. No, I am making an assumption.
You're making a great assumption. You know why? Because that studio has not made a bad game. It's not like those people at that studio forgot how to make Forza. They just are handicapped by a system that, you know, they can only do what they can do so much with.
I also think that it's them making decisions on what they want to put in the game going forward, because like all this shit takes development time. Like
that's true.
Split screen, and if they go and run data and 0.5% of people are playing split screen, why would I spend development time on making split screen?
Yeah, like, it is a very
there's a lot of those things where a lot of features start to get outdated and people get up in arms initially about them not existing, but you didn't fucking use them when they did. So I'm not going to spend any development time doing that when I can spend it on something else.
But this is
that will give
you're
a better
right.
impact.
You're right though, but the problem comes in when they go out and they tweet or they put out a statement saying it's not coming at launch. So it's basically saying that, okay, we understand this is a core feature you guys want. It won't be available for launch. But then you go back to Halo Infinite where they said the same thing. And then they ended up saying, yeah, we're not doing this. It's not coming. Just don't even look for it anymore. And then you got Redfall where they're saying we got a 60 frame per second, 60 frame per second patch coming in. You know, no news on that. And it's just been over 100 days for that game. And then you're talking about, well, about all of the extra content that came with the Bite Back edition with all the extra operatives that you were supposed to get in the game and no information on that. So it's like they're telling you you're going to get these things, but then there's
like never mind, we're actually not doing
there's no news on it. If they would have just came out, like you said, if they would just come out and just say, you know, it's, you know, no split screen going to be in the game because people don't use it, then that would be fine. But they didn't say that. They're telling people it's going to come later.
Xbox has this problem where they're trying to please everybody. So if they say it's not going to come out and then the talk around it dies down, then they can just fall off the wayside and people will care because console war shit. But in all reality, nobody gave a damn. So they try to do that where like I said, they like to hedge their bets where they're like, it's not coming at launch. That doesn't mean that it's ever coming.
Right.
That just means that it's not coming at launch. That doesn't mean that I'm gonna make it later. It doesn't mean that at some point in time you'll see it. I said it's not coming at launch. That can also mean that it's never coming. Both of those things can be true. And
one of those things is a lie. Well, one of those things is an official lie.
It's not coming at launch. I'm not telling you that it's coming ever. I'm just saying it's not coming at launch. Until it's going to come later. I'm just telling you it's not coming at launch.
Until they pull a 343 and tell you that split screen isn't coming, then it becomes a lie.
Well, I will say this though, when it came to Halo, when it came to Halo, it should have been there at launch. Because it wasn't the split screen that people was mad at. It was the fact that there was no co-op period
in the game.
Yeah, and so not even network co-op with like that, like any game that has multiplayer comes out with was even available was just egregious. Yeah, come on, man.
The fact that you could walk up to the outpost and see 4 stations in Halo Infinite and be like, where's my friends? My friends are supposed to be here with me.
Right, yeah. 4 stations for you all to simultaneously choose to change your weapons and stuff. But no,
not there.
No one else is here.
No, and guess what? We're just gonna leave that as it is.
Right. And the result of that, something that I knew was going to happen, but a lot of people, a lot of cappers who just wanted to have Halo Infinite out when it came out so they could brag in console wars, but never played the game or barely played it. But the end result of that is that the friends that I always play Halo with, that were old school Halo friends, but they kind of casual now, but whenever Halo comes out, they want to play Halo again. They were down to play Halo Infinite, but they wanted to play it in co-op. And when the co-op wasn't there at launch, they just ignored it. Right. And then when it finally did come out a year later, they was just like, nah, I'm too busy playing other stuff right now.
Right.
So they had like notes of like, you lost the moment. You lost the chance to capture their attention to get them into the game.
All right. So let's see here. Good questions though, man. Good questions. All right. So what else has happened this week? Oh, ponies were claiming Baldur's Gate 3 as an exclusive. You know what?
You want to know what we? I do want to mention this about Baldur's Gate before we move away from all that in general. Baldur's Gate 3 is probably a phenomenal game. I haven't played it yet, but we out here celebrating. They out here celebrating because this is just me being on my Tears of the Kingdom hype right now. They out here saying that, oh, it's got the highest Metacritic of the year so far, and I'm sitting there like, okay, it's got a 97 out of 20 reviews so far, where Tears of the Kingdom has a 96 on 150 something reviews. Can we at least let that number get caught up to at least 100 before we start saying that it's like the greatest reviewed game of the year so far? You know, that just irritated me a little bit just because I'm a Zelda stan. You know, I'll be honest about that. But, you know, I just wanted to say
that. I understand what you're saying, but you know,
20 reviews.
you know what the minimum number of reviews you need to be considered a score, and it's less than that. It's 4.
It's 4. Oh my God!
Need 4 reviews on Metacritic to get a score. So I mean, yeah. If it has, it's probably will get a lot more reviews as time goes on, especially when it drops on PlayStation as well. Is the score going to go below a 97 or even go below a 96? Probably not. So I mean, I think it'll probably
be different regardless. It'll be different because
it's gonna be different for PlayStation. It'll be its own little section for PlayStation.
Yeah. It's gonna like there'll be like you click on the PS5 version and there'll be PS5 scores. So yeah, but it's just
but people just celebrate
that they're using the PC.
They're using
that's what I'm saying. They're using the PC.
That's the funny part.
It's like, PlayStation's got the PlayStation
next to it, like
right. They said, "Oh, PlayStation's got one of the highest."
Really?
Right, PlayStation's got one of the highest Metacritic games of the year, and I'm like, "That's 20 reviews, bro. It ain't even on PlayStation yet."
It's not even on PlayStation right now.
Right. Where it's like, show me that PlayStation footage. That's
right.
It's playing.
Exactly. You watching YouTube videos. You watching Rad Brad play it right now. You ain't playing nothing. Shut up.
Oh man. Still got a month to go, almost half a month to go.
It's still pushing that whole all them people with powerful PCs that are looking so much forward to Baldur's Gate. It's so good. It's such a good game. Look, I've been playing them since forever. If you are that hyped about Baldur's Gate, you should have been playing it years ago.
Yeah, because it's been in early access for like 2 years.
Yeah, like you should have been playing it for years now, but you don't give a fuck.
Right.
You're not going to play this game. All these people that are hyping it, they will have zero footage. They have zero time until it's on PlayStation Plus in a year and a half or whatever the hell happens. Like you're not gonna play it. Yeah, you haven't played any of the other ones. And it's fine. It's the same shit. You're happy the same motherfuckers that playing Starfield. Y'all not
Oh.
gonna play it unless it's free.
Oh, man.
Well, I just wanted. I know you're not talking about me, but I just want to say, as a Bethesda fan, I will be there. But shout out to Ramon.
Right, I'm
with the
mad
super
too.
chat. Say, just dropping in to say what's up to some of my favorite peeps. Keep it rocking. Yeah, I heard you. Someone mentioned the PC thing before you messaged me under that thread, Mr. Ramon. I hope you beat the other games you have first, sir. But anyway, we can move on.
Shout out to Ramon, aka what's his Hallmark channel name?
Oh yeah.
Trent Bedfellow or something like that.
Bedfellow, Trent something. It's Trent something. Bergenstein or something.
Bergenstein, yeah.
Bergenstein. Yeah, Trent Bergenstein.
All right. So another topic to discuss is these. Let's see here.
What are we talking about, girl?
Oh, I know exactly. And I actually like this chick. I used to watch her Dragon Age and Mass Effect videos. Her name's Lady Insanity. Okay, so Lady Insanity came through. She said most of Baldur's Gate 3's moments of sexuality are appropriately explored within context because some developers, and not developers, I'm sorry, some journalists allegedly have been, hailing Baldur's Gate 3's, weird, quirky, sexual stuff. Allegedly, I haven't seen it myself. I actually saw an article saying I think the game is too horny, but whatever, right? But anyway, this chick came through. She said that. And then she talked about how Baldur's Gate 3's moments of sexuality are appropriately explored within context. Okay, I will repeat what I just said. She said that Baldur's Gate 3's moments of sexuality are appropriately explored within context. This was a serious moment. And then, she's quote retweeting this screenshot of someone saying, remember how mad they were over this scene and how they celebrated its removal in the remaster. The scene, I know, it's the Miranda ass shot while she's talking about how she was taken advantage of and used and abused by her father. Remember that as you see the 20th story this week about how much they're loving Baldur's Gate 3's nudity and sex stuff, right? So Lady Insanity, she talks about how Baldur's Gate 3's moments of sexuality are appropriately explored within context in comparison to when they were showing Miranda's ass shots. It wasn't. I can understand why people would have an issue with that, because it wasn't an appropriate moment. That being said, this game's old as dust. Like,
old as dust.
At the time it was fine, so whatever, right? But or maybe it wasn't fine. Maybe people complained about it back then. But
I don't recall people complaining about that back then. But,
yeah. So what's up, Cassie? What's up? But yeah, so she talked about there's a time and place for exploring certain aspects of sexuality, right? Now, I was like, I definitely hear what you're saying, okay? But in Baldur's Gate 3, you can have sex with somebody who takes the shape of a bear, all right? You can have sexual relations with someone who is a oh Lord, what are those people called? Those creatures called that can shapeshift? If anybody in the chat knows, damn, I wish. Druid, maybe? Anybody in the chat knows what they're called? Please let me know. I think it's probably Druid, right?
Druid, yeah.
Druid.
I only know them in Star Trek.
Yes,
okay,
Druid.
so I understand what she's saying, but like in Baldur's Gate, yeah, you can have sex with someone who's like a fucking bear. And that's weird, man. Is it appropriate in the context? Absolutely, but that shit is still fucking weird in my opinion. To each their own. We all get off on different things, I guess. You know what I'm saying?
Yes, we do.
But I still think it's it's weird. And Baldur's Gate 3 writer John Corcoran is he said that he's still surprised by how horny Baldur's Gate 3 is, saying that the bear sex has got nothing on some of the other romance scenes. I don't know what's going on with any of that, but it seems like I think games like other mediums should explore and explore sexuality, encourage it, and it's not anything to shy away from, I don't think. But again, the bear thing is a little weird. All right, it's a little weird, man. I don't know.
Of all the things you saw, the bear thing is the thing that got you, huh?
I mean, yeah.
It is kind of it. When I saw the bear, I was like, "Oh, yo!"
Druids in the chat, yeah.
Slow-mo,
There's a lot of sex stuff in this game.
I want you to explain that, Slow-mo, because you gave us very, keep it PG as much as you can.
Well, the whole bear thing, I haven't encountered that yet, but I did encounter a ogre woman in I don't know what the other monster was, like getting it inside of a barn. And I kind of walked in on that by accident, and they definitely didn't take kindly to me interrupting and attacked me, so I had to kill them.
Did they have clothes on when they attacked you?
No. One,
I just want to know if
and
the
other one
on.
barely anything. So look, this and there was another part where like if you play like other BioWare games, it's kind of the same thing where like you can get into relationships with your party, people in your party and stuff, and just like, I mean, barely knowing this one character, Shadowheart, like 5 seconds later, she's like, hey, find a moment in camp, just the two of us. What's up? I'm like, well, damn, okay. Like it's just literally like, and I haven't, done that part yet, but it's really free going, and I don't understand the singer. I don't understand this woman's like rationale. She's trying to say like it's different for Baldur's Gate than it is for say Mass Effect, and it's really more, I think, more just because she's biased.
I mean, she loves Mass Effect. Like, if you check out her channel, like, matter of fact, let me just double check because I'm pretty sure it's the same chick from forever ago. Lady Insanity.
What up?
What's up?
Well, I mean, I'm not saying
okay. No, she's specifically for Dragon Age, more so Dragon Age than anything.
Okay, so yeah. BioWare fans go into two camps, and well, actually multiple camps. But someone could be a massive Dragon Age fan and not care for Mass Effect one bit, and vice versa. I have great love for both of the series, but I've seen a lot of you remember, Luca, some of them Dragon Age fans are crazy. Remember the ones that were like at the end of Dragon Age 2 when there is a bombing, there's literally terrorist bombing, and people was like, yeah, that was justified. Like,
that was justified.
I mean, a lot of it goes into the fact that I fucking hate Anders, so there's that. Like, there's that.
Forget
but I'm with you.
Say it was somebody else. It's never justified to bomb a building full of innocent people over a political ideology or whatever. Yes. But people were just like, "Oh, that's." I'm all for that. I was like, "Yeah, go Anders." I'm like, you should be on the list. You should be on the list. Like the FBI should be watching.
And the only reason that's from a lot of people who like love Anders and like romanced him and stuff. So, yeah,
they're crazy. And so, like when I see people who are like hardcore Dragon Age fans, sometimes like I kind of go, yeah, your takes, I don't know. I know they're a little off. So I'm not surprised whatsoever. It's just that like to try to justify one in saying, well, hey, a shot of behind Miranda Lawson where it's just she's still got clothes on and it's just showing her cheeks is horrible, but then it's okay for you to screw a bear. It's all in context. Yeah. Like, what are you talking about, lady?
No, I mean, that's a good point. Yeah, I do agree with you there. I definitely see where you're coming from there. Because, like, for me personally, like, okay, here's the thing. Miranda Lawson is my favorite character in the Mass Effect franchise. I love her so much. She's the best character, in my opinion. She has the best character development, in my opinion. Don't get me wrong. Tally and Garrus, that's my brother and my little sister, okay? I love them to pieces, right? But Miranda's overall my favorite. I do think the ass shot is a bit much considering the context of the conversation, but I also have never cared enough to complain about it or even want it to be removed, and that's just my opinion. And I agree with you there, Slomo. Some of the things that you can do in Baldur's Gate, from what I've heard, like I said, just seeing that as a druid, you can turn into an animal and have sexual relations. I think that's very weird. You know, it's interesting to see something like that in mainstream. I'm not gonna lie. You know.
Yeah.
But that's just normal D&D stuff.
True. People
That's
just
also true.
people just haven't been, you know, they haven't seen
Okay,
it.
so specifically when I said in mainstream, is D&D, is Dungeons and Dragons like something super mainstream? I know it's popular, but it's not mainstream, right?
I mean,
It is not mainstream. Stop it.
It's trying to get there. I mean, it had a good film, and Baldur's Gate 3 is pushing it there, but it's more of a nerd thing. Like, not really mainstream. Like, if you ask a random person,
specifically what I'm saying. Like, because of the eyes that are currently on Baldur's Gate 3, like there are more people looking at this game in comparison, I'm assuming, than Baldur's Gate 2, right?
Well, no, Baldur's Gate 2 was like 20 years ago, so ain't no one remembering.
So, I mean, like, do we know how many people played Baldur's Gate 2?
Probably like less than 1 million.
Yeah.
Okay, so I mean, yeah. So I'm just saying, like, based on that comparison, there's more eyes on Baldur's Gate 3. There's more people who probably don't even know that you know, what the studio, whoever does Dungeons and Dragons went to Larian after Divinity 2 and asked them to do Baldur's Gate 3. Like I know that, right? Right, Singer?
Yeah.
Yeah, okay. So what I'm saying is, like, you know, and I saw the Dungeons and Dragons movie. I thought it was great. I loved it.
It's
an
awesome movie.
I loved it. It was fantastic.
I loved it so much.
It was a great movie.
But like, you know, Dungeons and Dragons is not like a mainstream thing. You know what I'm saying? Because that movie didn't even do well. So, like, I'm just saying, seeing that in mainstream on like a stage was a little bit jarring for me personally.
It was, but I understand how it came across, because for most people, but for the audience, it went off a treat. And Larian have said multiple times in multiple press briefings, in multiple everything they've mentioned about the game, they've always mentioned this is a Dungeons and Dragons game. This is a Dungeons and Dragons game. This is a Dungeons and Dragons game. D&D, D&D, D&D. They said it so many times I was sick and tired of hearing D&D. So if you didn't do your research beforehand, then, I mean, I don't know what to tell you, because they told you what's in it. So if you
here's the thing, you saying it's a D&D game does absolutely nothing for any of us who haven't played Dungeons and Dragons, because just specifically and simply saying it's a Dungeons and Dragons game doesn't like mention anything about the expansive lore behind it, or like, you know, the fact that you can fuck people as an animal. You know what I'm saying? Well, like, so like the whole concept of you didn't do your research, considering how much lore is in the Dungeons and Dragons franchise. I feel like, you know, maybe people would have missed that specific piece of context and associated with it, Singer. And
so they also didn't expect this many people to be playing this game.
That is very true.
Because their projections for this game was like 100,000 for like the first month or so.
Max, yeah. Max, and they blew through that.
And it blew through that. So they already knew they were making a niche game for a niche of niche audiences. And that's why when they came out and said that they were so overwhelmed by what happened, because, you know, most people, and this is where Luca, I think, is kind of going, when you get into mainstream media like this, you're outside of your own comfort zone, and you don't expect people to go out and kind of research stuff like that until you actually see it. Like Luca knew nothing about any of this stuff until she saw it on the screen for the first time, and it's like, oh, that's kind of weird.
And I want to speak about this from an anime fan perspective. There's a lot of weird shit in anime.
Yeah,
a lot of weird shit in anime, right? Things that are like not okay, from at least over here, right? And so, like, when people talk about anime fans and they mention these weird things, my first instinct isn't, well, I mean, you should have looked into it, or I mean, if you know the context behind it, like that's nothing. Like, that's not my first instinct. I say, yeah, no, that's fucking weird, dude. Fucking someone as a bear is weird. Like, I understand that it's something that's the norm for y'all because you play this game apparently, but that shit's just weird in general.
The thing is, if you've ever played that in context, if you've ever sat down and played a D&D campaign and had a really good dungeon master and everything, there is some off-the-wall shit. If you can think of it, you can pull it off in some way, somehow, some form. And you will end up getting fucked by it in some way, somehow,
Okay.
some
Yeah,
form.
I mean, like I said, I understand the context. I get it. Like you're not weirded out by it or anything,
No.
because you're used to it. Like I get that. But like I said before, just because you're used to something doesn't make it any less weird. Just because you have the context of something doesn't make it any less weird. Those dick chariots in Persona 5, I understand, I understand the context. I understand why they were there. That shit is still fucking weird, okay? So
dick chariots,
the dick demons, like I get it, like the dick personas. I understand why they were fucking there. I understand the context of why they were there. It doesn't make it any less weird, in my opinion. But it's just my opinion. So.
But what was the controversy? Who had controversy?
Oh, so yeah, people were just talking about like the gratuitous ass shots and the Mass Effect remaster being removed, which I don't think they should have removed anything.
No,
like,
they should have removed that. Miranda's ass should be where it should be.
Should be where it should be, right where it's at.
But
pissed me off when I heard that.
False advertising. They took away the goods. I don't know.
Ain't nothing wrong with that. She had her clothes on the whole time.
I saw what you said, Lionel, and it makes sense because BioWare did do Baldur's Gate, so that makes perfect sense.
BioWare did
Dragon Age
first,
comes from that as well.
Yeah, the first one or two. Yeah, I think they're the first two Baldur's Gate. So yeah. I mean, it makes sense, but it's also, I mean, like if you play Dragon Age, like the best formation of your party is to have a tank, to have a mage, have a DPS of some kind, whether it be a rogue or a warrior, another warrior for DPS, and the rogue that to do steal things, break into things, unlock stuff. Like that's like your perfect party. And where do they derive all that stuff from? D&D. So it's we knew that ahead of time. But as I said in the chat, just because things are derived from originally from something doesn't mean that that the thing that they are derived from is mainstream.
No,
I mean, like if you look at take movies, just because movies are popular doesn't mean that how movies were created and how they were the format of how they said to do movies 100 years ago is mainstream. No, things evolve, things change over time. And so just because RPGs and Western RPGs are popular doesn't mean that D&D is popular. It's they become too different at this point.
So what was the Miranda thing to do with Baldur's Gate? Was it
because a woman was like,
basically,
go ahead, explain it, Luca.
Somebody was talking about how these nasty ass fucking journalists were thirsting in Baldur's Gate and talking glorifying and hailing the sexual aspects of the game. Allegedly, I didn't see that myself. And they were just like, but they got mad at the Mass Effect ass shot, right? And then she took a screenshot of that person's post and was just like, there's a difference, context is key. And I'm just like, and I responded to it saying, I'm sorry, girl, like no amount of context can make fucking a bear, someone who turns into a bear, that is, any less weird in my opinion. So,
Oh, okay. So basically nothing. The controversy is just a bunch of journalists, because you don't even have to try to get into something sexual like the vampire dude. I'm not gonna go too much into him, but he's definitely Stranger Danger vibes. Like he will ask you, can he suck your blood? And then he goes into this whole creepy phase. So I highly advise you to not do it.
Stranger Danger.
He does, seriously. When he talks to you, you're the kind of person you don't want near your wife and kids. Like you want this dude far away because there's something wrong with the dude.
Wait, you talking about the vampire like dude that like
Asterion?
You?
No, Asterion.
Which one?
The rogue.
Oh, okay. Never mind. Go ahead.
Yeah.
I thought you were talking about like some dude just appears out of nowhere. Like
honestly, Slow-Mo, context is key. If you had been paying attention to the context, you'd understand.
But I mean, I'm totally down with Karlach though.
Yeah.
Just saying.
All right. So anyway, we just move on from that. Okay, so I think that's it. Let me get these channel member topics and then we can skedaddle. So that guy Smitty says, let's see here. Matter of fact, let me answer the ones that I think aren't going to take long to answer because I feel like this is going to be a longer response here. But Iman Rich 800 Gaming says, "Hi Luca, I have one. If you could live to be 1,000 years old and not age, would you want to? You will see friends and family pass, society change, and the environment change. Would you want to live to see all that? I'm conflicted. The answer is no. Okay, baby, I barely want to live. Okay, no, the answer is just no. What about y'all? Would you guys want to live?
Do I get to look young the whole time?
Yeah, it said not age. Yes, not
Okay,
age.
not age. Yeah, I'm down with it. I'm
You
down
have
with
to
it.
watch
I'm
your
down with it
family
too.
and friends die. Your kids.
Yeah,
good.
I'm down with it.
Did you say you're good?
I'm good. Yeah.
I can make some new family. I got 1,000
Wow.
years.
Okay. What about you, Nautical?
That man said he about to Nick Cannon it up. The whole of UK about to be his offspring. That's what it is.
I'm about to pull a Genghis Khan.
I'm telling you, I would have gamed the system by like age 175. Man, I got everything down pat. I know what everyone's going to do. I know how the systems work, how the economy works. I'm gonna be super rich. I'll be that good 78% of that lifespan is going to be pretty great.
I will set up my family to be the Illuminati. We will be the Illuminati. I'm gonna rename my family the Illuminati.
This is what's gonna happen. This is what's gonna happen. It's like it's gonna be like one of those things where it's like 100 years down the line, some of your descendants are gonna be like, yeah, there's like this rumor in the family secret that our progenitor, he's still around actually.
Facts.
Like that kind of thing.
And I'm just show up like, yep.
You ever watched
weird.
the movie Age of Adeline?
No.
Okay, so it's Blake Lively, and essentially she got like struck by lightning, and it made it so that she wouldn't age anymore. This happened like in the 1920s. And what she had to end up doing, because like people started to pay attention, she was like, yo, you still looking like you 20 and you're 40? And so like she had to keep like basically faking her death and creating new identities and moving to new places. She was extremely private. She did have a daughter at one point, but her daughter was aging, because her daughter didn't have like her ability, that like it went from her raising a daughter to them going out in public and people thinking she's the daughter, and then people thinking she's the granddaughter. And it's just like, even though it's a good movie, I don't think I would have did the things she did, but she was doing those things mostly because she was afraid the government was going to snatch her up and experiment on her.
I mean, I think as long as you stay off of social media, you're good.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, she stayed off of everything. Like she would go like literally live in, maybe like every 5 years, she was living in a different city, sometimes a different country, because she was like, anytime someone started to get like a hint of an idea that she wasn't normal or she had like a fake identity, she would be gone.
I think we would have longer time, more time to spend in one place before people started getting suspicious. We of the melanated. Okay.
Right.
Aging. Okay.
I was picking up what you was putting down. I understand. It's some actual human beings out here that people wondering like, yo, did you get
shout out to
lightning?
Bianca Lawson from Buffy?
Bianca Lawson looked like she's 20 years old. Yeah, it don't make no sense.
Okay, but Nautical, I'm gonna let you off the hook. You don't have to answer, but
no, I'll answer it.
Go ahead. Would you?
Okay. Selfishly, I would want to live forever. Selfishly, because I always look at scenarios like a movie that's coming out and you're not able to see it because you happen to pass away and you miss out on that great flick, or watching your kids grow up and stuff like that. You always want to be able to see those milestones like that happen in your life or just in pop culture in general. But emotionally, watching family members pass away, you can only take that so much.
Yeah, I just wouldn't want to personally.
You're watching your own, like, you never want to outlive your own kids, and having to see that would just would you be okay after the fact? Probably.
I mean, what Singer said he'd make more kids, right? So
no, but yeah, no, I can't. No, screw that. See, if there was an option to say I can turn this off whenever, take a pill, and I live a regular life after that, because at a certain point, unless you jump off a bridge and kill yourself, that's the only way this is going to kind of happen. You're going to end your life that way. Normally, you're just going to live a normal life for the rest of your life, and you're never going to die. So it's like, I don't know if I think people don't think about the emotional toll of all of that loss throughout your life would really affect you by the time you get to the point where you're like, I just don't want to be here anymore.
You'll get over it.
It's kind of crazy, but
300,
selfishly,
man.
yeah, everybody wants to.
I personally don't want to live forever.
300.
Personally.
I personally, you know, you could go visit every country, every city. You could go do everything. You could see the PS Infinity. You know, you can. There's just so much to do, and for all you know, in 500 years, they could be flying around in space. So you could enjoy that too.
You know
Age
what?
of Adeline is an old movie. Do y'all mind if I spoil something that happened in it? I thought it was pretty funny.
No one cares.
Okay, good. All right, so Adeline, at one point she lived in France, and I think it was close to around the time of World War II. She had a relationship with a dude. She ended up, leaving because some stuff happened, and I can't remember exactly what happened. But later on, decades later, this guy that she had a relationship with, he goes back to America. He gets married. He has a family. She ends up dating his son, and then his son brings her home for like Thanksgiving or Christmas dinner or something, and the father is just like, nah, you look familiar. Nah, wait a minute now. Hold on. Like the whole time he's like suspicious. He's like, yo, you look exactly like this woman I used to date. I think it's Harrison Ford. And Harrison Ford, like literally the entire and then turns out, he finds out it's really her. It was just hilarious because it's like that was like messy because she's like slept with the father, then the son. Was crazy. Anyway.
Yeah, that's crazy. All right. So
a goal of that for me, something that would kind of push me to stay alive longer. I'm a huge nut when it comes to school. I love school. School was fun. I'm one of those people that would literally be like, I would have to live long enough to be able to acquire at the University of Michigan, because I love that college. I would have to acquire every degree that they have at that school. I would have to have a degree on my wall for everything that they have. Like if you're going to be alive,
that is a waste of your 1,000 years.
No,
yeah,
that's not
a waste,
years.
man.
No, but that's like because then you could pretty much do anything you want. I'm not saying after it's over you die.
I mean,
I'm just saying it's like an accomplishment for doing something like that.
It's different for everything. Like that's something he would want personally for himself to make him happy. So, me personally, the answer is no. I do not want to live forever. But okay, so moving on from that. So, John the Don says, why does it feel like Hollywood collectively decided to make originally redhead, aka the ginger, characters black in modern adaptations? Was there a memo I missed? Yeah, I think it's actually pretty funny.
Come on, Ninja Turtles.
Yeah, not only did they make her black, they made her fat as well.
They did. They straight up did her wrong.
I'm like, what are y'all?
I didn't like that movie, yo. Like I saw it with my kids. My kids were so hyped to see it. What day did we? Wednesday. We went to go see it Wednesday, and I was just like,
did your kids like it?
They did. Well, two of them did. One of my sons didn't like it. He fell asleep.
What matters is that he's already taken after you. But what matters is that the kids liked it slow-mo. So.
Dang.
What's up, Dave? What's goody? I was on Dave's channel last week, guys. You make sure you check that out. But yeah, so what I'm saying, first of all, that is actually not true. The original April was not a woman of color. I did a video on it, Saber. You can actually check it out because I can't remember any of the details from the video.
It's a cool story. One of the creators dated a black girl, and originally he was going to make her black, but then he broke up with her, and then
black.
One of the creators dated a black girl, and he wanted to make her black. The other one didn't. And then when he broke up with her, they were fine with her not being black. So when they did like sketches of all the characters before they did the official issues, there were versions of her that was black, but there were versions of her that weren't black. But when they finally did the first issues, she was definitely not black. So that's where people think, because like there are stuff out there that shows her as a version of April as black, and they think, well, she originally was supposed to be black, but she wasn't, because that never actually made it to the actual issues. And then it was like some kind of you know how they do those like offshoot comic things, alternate universe kind of things, where there was like someone, not even the creators, did a Ninja Turtle like limited series,
Okay,
and they made her black too.
I really hate to interrupt you, but when I said that she was actually never black and you completely skipped over me, I just want to reiterate that I'm correct. She was never actually black.
What are you talking about?
Okay, here it is.
Because I also said that.
So
I said where it really came from, and then what you questioned me about was one of the creators had a black girlfriend. I was like, yeah.
I didn't say one of the creators had a black girlfriend. I said I don't.
You questioned whether when I said that, you said
no. I said I don't think that's true. I didn't say anything. I didn't specify whether or not it was the black girlfriend or not. I said I don't think that's true in relation to whether or not she was supposed to be black, not whether or not the girlfriend was black. Okay, so originally created as an Asian character, all right, but named after an African American woman I once knew. The character of April O'Neil was introduced in issue 2 and would have a bunch of different looks throughout the TMT history. Asian, never black. She was named after a black character.
Nothing that you just said is in any way in contradiction to what I was talking about. But
you literally just said that she was supposed to be a black character.
I did not say that.
Yes,
I said that there were sketches of the. I said they disagreed on how she was supposed to look.
And then his wife was she was biracial, not just fully black. So.
Okay, now the drop of black blood doesn't matter now. Okay.
Drop of black blood.
I mean,
y'all know how it is. You got a drop of black blood. You black now. All of a sudden, you're biracial. Now you're not really black.
First of all, I've always
Vin Diesel.
I've always specified biracial.
Okay.
I mean, you've seen what my nephew looks like. He's part black, so. But that boy's got blonde hair and white skin. All right, he's black, but he can't say the N-word. You know what I'm saying? So shout out to Web Dave, who just became a member of the channel. Okay. So you said woman of color. Okay, you know what? That's actually fair. You're right, Saber. Yeah, you're right. I got you.
Welcome to the family. It's Scum, sir.
And Gavin is right. We're all biracial. If you go back far enough,
that's true. You're right.
You go back far.
Get your DNA tested and see how many different cultures is living in that DNA.
See how much lighter that family tree gets.
Exactly. It's some white supremacists out here don't realize where this stuff is from.
Saber, you said she's a sister. What kind of sister, my boy? Because usually that's referring to black women. What's going on, buddy?
I said she's a woman of color.
He said she's a sister. All right.
Oh.
So anyway, April O'Neil was never fucking black. All right, so let's just put that there.
Listen,
okay.
All right, I have the last word. That's fine.
I only go off of what I saw in 1988.
You know, April was named after an African American.
Can we move on? Like, why are you?
This is my show. I can move on when I want to, Slomo.
Damn.
You know what?
Dude, come on, man.
Hey, everybody go back and recast your
I'm not even talking specifically to you. I'm looking at my old video and I'm just talking in general to my chat. I'm not talking to you, man. So it's good.
Sure,
we're cool.
sure.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Jesus.
We need to switch the name of that poll from one person's name to another.
I mean, I know
exactly.
but he brings it out on me.
I'm not doing anything. You're being you.
I mean,
you're
whatever.
Being you.
Hey,
I mean, you're being obstinate. You're being, it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter.
Guess what?
Okay. I'm used to your personality quirk, so it's fine.
Guess what, chat? This is amazing, and this is great, and this is what you come to see. And I get to sit first. I get to see it firsthand every time we play Remnant together. It's great. I love it. Let's keep it up.
Yeah, you guys should see how we are when we play Remnant.
Oh man,
I mean, right? Exactly.
I mean, you can see it. It's on the DPS channel.
That's true.
You know?
If you want to see the raw, uncut versions of this in real
All
life,
women are my sisters in Christ. I mean,
just Luca consistently needling like for a good 2.5 hours.
I mean, you guys can see Slow-Mo asking really silly questions that are obviously answered. So that's why I get irritated because I'm just like, are you not paying attention? You know, I understand. Okay, I understand. I understand, buddy. I get it. You know, I get it.
Lucas said, "Dust your balls."
So anyway, moving on from that.
So funny. Facts,
Okay.
Galvin. It's amazing.
Yeah, like that. Oh, that entire conversation was so bothersome when that shit popped up initially, like 5 months ago. Oh my god, Lord, I just don't understand, man. But yeah, you know, they did the same thing with Ariel. First of all, Halle Bailey can sing, so
yeah, she can.
I was willing to look past that. But you know, it's just like a thing, dude. You know, it's a thing. In some instances, I talked to Ramon mentioned this a long time ago because he's an actor. Shout out to Ramon. He said in some cases they are specifically looking to switch the ethnicity of a character or the sexuality of a character, and it's for a reason, right? But then in other cases, they are just casting to cast, you know. So, I understand it's the what is it? The ginger side? Is that what they're saying? I definitely see that it's been like a lot of ginger. I mean, honestly, I think it's kind of like a coincidence at the same time. But then again, like I guess a case can be made that they're specifically going out of their way to change redheaded characters. Can you name a redheaded character? MJ? Yeah. Oh, but they made Zendaya MJ, right? So, Oh man, I don't know. Can you guys name a redheaded character who still is themselves?
Not in this median.
Nope.
Yeah, I don't know. I can't think of one. So I don't know what's going on, John. But you know, Hollywood's full of fucking weirdos. So we can start there. Okay, so Corey wants to talk about the Montgomery incident. Who's right / wrong? Police involvement, current state of society. Okay, so if you guys don't, I'm sure you know, but if you guys don't know, this dock worker was attempting to tell this group of people to move their boat so a bigger ship could dock. And for some reason, they decided to like jump him. Now they all happen to be white people who decided to jump this single lone black man who was just doing his job. And then a bunch of, you know, like the bat signal, he threw up his cap, and a bunch of black people came out of nowhere and decided to come and help defend him. All right. One kid swam across the river.
Aquaman.
You know, he swam across the river in order to square up. Another guy came through with a folding chair and bopped some chick on the head, which I mean, I think he was doing a little bit too much when he did that personally. Doing a little bit too much. Who's in the right? I think. In this situation, I think it's excellent that people came out of nowhere to come and defend this guy. You know? I think in a lot of instances, jumping people is like not a good thing, especially and specifically with the context here, in which the dude was just trying to do his job and he got jumped for it. I'm happy that people came through and helped him with that and stood up for him. You know,
listen, this the way this went down.
The video was wild.
Look, the way this went down, man. Like you said, he was literally on the dock. Because they were parked, they were docked in a spot where those boats come in at, and they're not supposed to be there. So he told them they needed to move, and it escalated very quickly. And they jumped them, and you just see them, they stomping them on the ground, and then all of a sudden the dude turned into Aquaman and went across the river, and he was swimming real fast to get over there. Man. But the thing that was real, the funnier thing, and none of it's really funny. It's very unfortunate that it had to go down like this. They thought it was over. Like when the fight was all over and they broke it up and everything, they thought it was over. They stopped beating on the kid, and then the boat docked. The bigger boat finally docked. And it took like 2 minutes. It was like 2 minutes after everything broke up. Some of the guys that was on the boat was walking up by the girl that had the camera, and they said, why you walking away? And he said, I ain't got nothing to do with this no more. And then all of a sudden that other boat dropped, and everybody ran off that boat. And they just ran straight up to the people. Like those the Caucasian people were on the boat, and they literally ran over to the boat and started yanking them off their own boat, saying, oh, you thought this was over. And next thing you see is people's bodies getting thrown in the river.
Man, the way it escalated too is like the initial fight, they all went away because they saw the boat coming in and they saw people yelling at them.
Yeah.
And then when they got to when they saw all the people coming to the boat, they was like, hey, calm down. No,
it's
don't
over.
Calm down now. Don't calm down now. You didn't calm down when you was jumping that man.
No, man.
And
it was
even the way he got up, like oh yeah, we gonna fight. We gonna fight. He was the lead.
Did you notice people started posting pictures straight after that? How Walmart had all of those folding chairs.
Yeah, you
up on the front on discount
videos.
I'm like,
yeah,
I see what.
I'm sorry. Go ahead, bro. I cut you off. I'm sorry.
I was like, how many chairs? Why are all the chairs on the front? Well, you expecting people to just walk around with a chair to smack someone? It was a wild video. I didn't know where. See, I was expecting it to just stop at where the white dudes would jump in, the one black dude.
Yeah, I think. I thought you were done. Go ahead. No, I thought you were done. Go ahead. No, go ahead.
I just wasn't expecting for what was going to happen afterwards.
Oh yeah,
it was the wildest shit, and I've never seen anything like that.
Yeah, and Bondi was correct. Like, part of you wants to believe, like, you would think after you jump this guy and you see a boat of nothing but his kinfolks getting off of it, that you think that you will get the heck up out of there. You will unleash that boat and take your butt down the river before that boat, docks. But he said that they felt entitled. They felt like nothing else was going to happen. And something really did happen. And yeah, like I said, I think the one guy, I think he's going to get brought up on attempted murder for hitting 3 people with a chair in the head. That was kind of crazy. Like, because I think they arrested pretty much everybody there, and they all got different, I mean, they still going through the process of, so nobody really knows what came from it. But you can just imagine, like, yeah, my man with the chair, he was a little doing too much. He hit one person like square in the head, and then the lady got thrown on the ground. Like, as much as it sucks, she was thrown on the ground, and all of a sudden he came from the side. It just gave her a really good, like,
2 inches off the top.
Like a WWE, hit her twice with it. So it did escalate, as much as it was definitely something that needed to happen just to show that, like, dude, you can't just do this and get away. And I was very proud of, people sticking together, because that's what you see when people feel like they're being judged and they're not being, there's no, you try to think there's no repercussion for the stuff that you do. I definitely love that part of it, but I do think it went way too far. But dude, it was, I'll have to tell y'all offline how I found out about this, because that's even funnier than the scene itself. But I can't say it online.
There are so many videos of different angles too. Like, there's one where you watch the dude after they got beat up the second time, he turns around, he runs and jumps in the water. And like everybody was like, oh, he's in the water at the video that's above. But then when you see him, like, it literally, he turns around and he's like scurrying, and then he jumps like he looks like a frog. Like, he got his legs up like a frog, and he got his hands above his head, and that's how he dives into the water. So many good videos. There's so much hilariousness that came out of this.
Oh, girl had a lot of, it was like so many people.
There's one where when she gets hit with a chair, somebody edited it like Super Mario Brothers, where it hit her and she shrunk down.
She shrunk. No, did you see the it was like a whole bunch of stuff on Facebook, people riding in their car with picture with t-shirts with I was
Already.
like, yo,
Wait,
like a day later, people with t-shirts with the scene of the crime on it.
I love it. I love every part of it. It's hilarious.
Oh,
it's hilarious.
Yeah, so it was pretty crazy, man. I'm not gonna lie. It was pretty funny. I do think people dragged it a bit, but it is what it is. I also don't really care. So care that they're dragging it. Like, it's a fun little moment in history and such. So
2023, baby.
Here. And then Smitty wants to know, what would you consider the perfect date? So not the first date, just perfect date in general.
That's
a lot of things have to come true for it to be a perfect date.
Oh, here we go. All right.
Well, the perfect date. I mean, it's like you're going. People got to realize when you go out on a date, you don't just go on a date to spend your money, and you don't just go out on a date to get to know somebody. There's an end goal to everything when it comes to anything that you're doing. Now, both parties may not be thinking that's the case, but that's definitely somebody is thinking that. I'm not, saying that that's what it has to be, because some people could be a gentleman and they can just let it be. It'd be like, okay, come back around next time. But it all depends on how, the whole package goes, if it's a perfect date or
not. I don't. To me, the perfect date is just as long as it's with the right person and y'all doing things that y'all both enjoy. Like there's no like one thing that's perfect about a date. I've had plenty of dates that I would consider perfect with my wife, but that's because we were together, and again, we were doing stuff we enjoy together. So there's no way to make a perfect date, in my opinion.
Yeah.
Other than the person you're with.
Mass is correct.
Yep.
All right. Bet. Okay, so that's it. If you guys want to submit topics for the show, just become a member of the channel and you'll be able to do that. Shout out to all my channel members and all the support there. Shout out to all the super chat support. Is there anything else that you guys want to talk about? And what's up, Enrique?
I do want to say that this was a perfect date with you guys on this panel.
Oh my god! Wow!
What?
Wow.
I love y'all.
Love you too, buddy.
So who's paying the bill?
Luca.
Okay.
Luca.
Am I paying the bill? I mean, listen, I believe in feminism. Sure, yeah.
Luca's paying all the taxes on this.
Thanks.
Okay, let's see here. I think we're good. Let's see. All right, so 50. We're gonna end the poll at 50. Let's see here. 163 votes with the Islamomean. 53% say no, 47 say yes. I'm not sure what if you break that down from 163, I'm not sure what that number is. So, all right, end it there.
And,
all right,
that is the correct outcome.
Okay, so let's go ahead and end the show. Yeah, I don't think anything else happened. I did see a couple things, but here's the thing, guys. I just think that at this point, everyone should just mind their business and move on with their lives. You know what I'm saying? Like, just you see something spooky and you say to yourself, I'm not getting involved in that. Oh, actually, there is something I want to bring up real quick. So there's like this phenomenon. It's like the female version of the Passport Bros, in which chicks are going down to Jamaica to have sexual relations with the raft booty massagers. So apparently they get their booty massaged on a raft. All right.
That's been a thing for years.
Yeah, so
girls trips in Jamaica. Yeah.
That's
the girl tell you that, you might need to have a conversation.
There was this. Okay, so I unfortunately had the unfortunate, my eyes were unfortunately drawn to this horrific site in which this tweet says this chick said that she tried to use a plastic bag to replace a condom. Okay, all right. Now unfortunately, I saw the tweet and I was like, okay. And then someone posted a video of said like of what was described in the tweet, and I saw exactly what they were talking about, and I was like, okay. And I just want to say, some of you bitches are disgusting. All right, like I'm just like.
Yeah, that is.
They for those streets.
Some of you chicks are nasty. You're as nasty as those fucking passport bros. Actually, you know what? Maybe nastier, because this chick, no condom in sight, a plastic bag, recommending a plastic bag. Like, the educational system has failed us in several ways, and I don't know, man. Like, I just think that there has to be
a better
way. You know, like, y'all don't have to do this, man. So anyway,
Trips to
what's up, Epic?
Trips to Jamaica are wild though. Only ever been once, and the only advice I had, God gave it to me, was stay your ass in the resort. You go off wandering, your ass is gonna disappear. Ain't no one gonna hear from you again. That's it.
Yeah, we went in 2018. We went on a cruise, and we took one of the excursions where you do the outskirts of of the main city, and we went to Bob Marley's house and everything. We know Bob Marley live in the hood. Where he at, it's the hood. Like, you go up there, they selling weed right there. You can go up there and just buy it right off the street. But they told us, when they say, hey, make sure you stay with your tour guide, make sure you don't wander too far off, make sure, this and that. Because if you look at Jamaica, the main port where the resorts are is where 90% of the people stay when it comes to, like, people that go to that island. You don't venture past the resort line. It's because you never know what can happen.
So, as a Jamaican who has a house in Jamaica, who spent every summer from 3 to 17 in Jamaica working. Mm-hmm. Correct. That is the correct statement. Yes. It's more so because, especially Americans who go to Jamaica feel a sense of entitlement, and the people in Jamaica don't give a fuck about your sense of entitlement. So as soon as you talk down on them because you think your money equates to you being better than them, they will show you in a heartbeat with no remorse that you were wrong. with all impunity. And then the people who are in the dire straits, they also don't care, because the police and all of them are only going to respond to the things that happen near Resort Town or Bangi, which is where, like, all the resorts they go shopping. Like, if you don't do anything around those two places and it's foreigners, nobody's gonna give a fuck. They won't, not even a little bit. It's keeping it a buck.
Yeah, it's crazy. It was crazy. I will say this: it was a very eye-opening experience, but boy, was it so fun.
Oh, it was fun. It was
so fun, man.
Having the time of your life, but then part of me did wonder. It's like, I really want to go over there, but I don't want my ass going missing.
Right,
so get my happy ass here.
Like I said,
really want to go over there.
If you go and you go to those other places, there's plenty of places where you can go get you some good food. Like, people are nice in Jamaica in general. People are genuinely nice. It's just
they are.
You have to act appropriately. The minute you start acting like you did in your country and you don't respect Jamaica and Jamaica's culture, and you start trying to impose yourself into that, that's when it's going to become a problem. Like, people ain't going to look for problems just to look for problems. We don't have time for that. Jamaicans, as a general, nobody gives a fuck about you. I got shit to do. I got to go to work. I got to go to my other job. Then I got to go with my family. Then I got to go home. Like, we have too much shit to do when on a normal day-to-day basis. Like, even me, I used to go every summer. My grandmother owns a rum factory in Jamaica. So I used to go every summer. I would work in a factory, and then I would work at one of the resorts. And so I had 2 jobs, and I'm a teenager. So just imagine everyone else on the island going from place to place. Like they have other things to do. It just becomes a problem when you think that the person you're talking to is the same person that's driving the resort bus, and that same person is the person that's outside the Yardie store. No, those aren't the same people. And you talking to them like they're the same people, that's when you're gonna become a statistic.
Yeah, no, I'm good. I'm good. I respected every little thing that I said when I was there. Make good.
Yeah, I've been there once on a cruise, and it was either Jamaica or the Bahamas, but some dude tried to sell my grandpa a magic stick. It was just a regular stick.
Oh, they try to sell you a bunch of stuff from Jamaica.
Yeah,
I used to sell aloe on the beach that you could chop yourself. Like literally, it was like right past the beach line. Like they would have the little tours where they drive up to the beach, and I would just go right outside the beach. I would chop down some aloe and I would sell it to Americans.
Yeah, you just couldn't take it. It was so crazy to be open to like be immersed in that culture. Like when you get off the boat, they told us they was like, because you can't take foreign substances back on the boat. You can't do it, or you're not supposed to, but people do it all the time. But they tell you, yeah, just don't bring any foreign substances back on the boat. One lady would say, so we can actually smoke and stuff if we want while we're here. They said, yeah, you can do whatever you want. Just don't bring it back to the boat. And like he just said, literally when you're getting off of getting ready to like do your tour buses or you're at the excursion place, you got people out there literally selling you stuff. They don't care.
They don't care. Nobody gives a damn.
Yeah, they don't care.
Yeah, like and my grandpa got such a kick out of it.
As long as you don't do any violence near the resort, you're fine.
Oh yeah, you're good.
Yeah, my grandpa got such a kick about dude trying to sell him a fucking stick. He was like he bought it. So
yeah. I'm with it. It was fun. It was fun though, man.
I mean, yeah,
it's a beautiful island, man.
It is.
From a lot of places too. Like we got to the top of it. We was like when you can look down over the resort and you see the cruise ports and everything. And you're the cove. Yep. And when you're like, when it's like it's beautiful, man. But don't let that beauty fool you.
Like I said, as long as you stay in your lane, you're good to go.
Right.
Yeah. All right, cool. Let's see here. I think that's it. Let's go ahead and do these outros. Nautical.
Yo, great show. I missed all you guys. It's been too long as always.
We hung out yesterday.
Well, mostly Singer and my homie Maslin. Maslin's still playing Destiny, and I don't know how he's doing it right now. I haven't turned the game more than almost a month at this point.
It's the same. I play with the same 2 people, or 2.5 people, and they always hit me up. They're like GM, and I'm like, sure.
Yep, sure.
That's literally how it always goes. So I was like, sure, I guess we can do this.
Well, cool. Well, I'm glad that it's always good to see you, man, because we don't see you enough. And thanks for coming through, Singer. Really appreciate you too, bro. But check us out on DPS Podcast. Me and the homie Slow Mo. We did it on my channel this past week. Was a great time. Make sure you check us out next week on his channel. I will be on Web Dave's show tomorrow, 7 p.m. Come check me out over there if you want to hear more conversations and stuff. Shout out to him for inviting me on. And I am gone next week. I'll be in Vegas for GameStop conference. I'll be back Thursday for DPS with Slow Mo though. But I'll be dropping news and stuff if I hear anything that I can actually talk about games and stuff that's coming out and stuff I get the chance to play. So be on the lookout for that on Twitter. And you guys have a great weekend.
All right, Slow-Mo.
Great show as always. You guys enjoy your weekend. Play some games.
Yes, sir.
All right. Maslin?
Fuck your couch. Actually be gamers, because it's way too many people who wish for games to fail just because they're on a fucking system that is not the one you like, you're not a gamer. So eat a dick and die. Thank you.
Man, that's one of my favorite phrases from back in the day. Eat a dick and die. Oh, I remember that.
Yep.
Singer, thanks for coming through, buddy. I wasn't sure.
Hey, well, I was caught up in some stuff.
Yeah,
But
no worries.
better late than never. I came in, fantastic show, fantastic panel. Nice to see Master again. And you can find me getting my groove on in more ways than one in Baldur's Gate 3.
All right.
You're right, Sir Duck. Kiss my ass. As always.
All right. Let me get these channel members. Shout out to Web Dave, MJ, Lionel, Red Rain. I mean, if you guys are gonna change your names, I need you to let me know who you are. But shout out to you, Red Rain, Bandy, Outlaw, Mike, Jay Shani, Iman, Stankma, Drav, Damien, Tevin, H Dog, Dirk, King Metrochan, Meat Puppet, Scrotum, Phil, Mr. Dolo, DQ, John the Don, Smokes, Lord Jorinza, Stardust, Riskit, Stone, Dexlex, Starbuck, Kenny, DC, Big Daddy, Smitty, Plus on the Block Podcast, El Huito, Sub Negro, Yobi, Jazzy, Dom, Sir Duck, Sycamore, Zion, Danelle Brisky, Corey, Light Strife, J Bari, Arcade, Pepitio, Nautical, Jet, Brandon, Envy, Slomo, and Hannibal for being members of the channel. And I will catch you guys for another episode of the show. We shall see what happens next week. And peace.